Can Samsung make you healthier? Well, that's a loaded question, I know. But I'm here in London for Galaxy Unpacked, and alongside a slew of new wearables like the Galaxy Watch 9 and the Galaxy Watch Ultra 2, Samsung has also announced this whole new redesigned Samsung Health. Before I give you my thoughts, turning it over to Emily from Samsung, who's going to give us a walkthrough of the entire new app.
Alrighty, well, this is our new and improved Samsung Health app. So what we have done is redesigned the entire homepage. You can see that there are tiles that are customizable. So at the bottom, you can just press Edit Home, add anything that you would like, and then you can have everything on your home screen. Also at the top, there's usually after a few days of use will be a summary of how your health is able to be improved, or if there's something else that you need to work on. But the main thing that's new this year is that we have 5 new categories at the top. So activity is the first one, sleep is the second, vitals is the third, mindfulness is the fourth, and then nutrition is the fifth. And so it makes it super easy for you to find exactly what you're looking for if the homepage is overwhelming for you or if you're trying to find something. So on the activity tab, we have the familiar stats here of daily activity with your steps and your calorie counts, burns, and your workouts. But new this year, we have daily cardio load, which is something that you can activate on your Galaxy Watch. You'll pick a training focus, so you can pick overall health, healthy weight, cardiovascular fitness, or peak performance. For the sake of this, I'll do overall health. And you'll see here that whoever has this watch is a little bit over target. And so it will find a way to tell you like your progress. This is your over 7 days that you have some stuff to work on. So it's done with a baseline of 7 days of your data. And it looks at your activity and everything else so that you can set a target and then you can get a score of your daily cardio load. So as you can see here, it says that your daily cardio load is based on how much you can train in 1 day to avoid burnout or injury. So it's really a preventative feature to make sure that you know like how your body is reacting to your activity. Outside of that, we also have the new fitness index. So this is looking at just data that we already have, but putting it together into like one digestible area. You can also pick a focus. So right now I have it on triathlon, but you can also just change it to overall fitness, and then it will adjust where you should focus your fitness. You can see that there's target progress here at the bottom. So for a triathlon specifically, you really want to be in those high ranges so that you don't get fatigued during the race. You also have weekly missions down here so that you can kind of get coached as you are training. Then through that, we can move on to sleep. We do have an improved sleep apnea feature, but that can be found in Samsung Health Monitor. So I'll pull that up. And this is a tab for sleep apnea. It's approved by the FDA this year. We also have tabs for blood pressure and ECG. So those are things that you can monitor with your Samsung Watch 9 or your Samsung Watch Ultra 2. With that, we'll go back to Samsung Health here. Switch over to the vitals tab. So this is kind of like, I think of it as like your internal measurements. New this year, we have vitals, which is, again, a culmination of data that already existed on the watch, but putting it in a new visual so that users can understand their health better. So here you can see that this person has 2 out of range of the things that we are tracking for. So you can look at that here. It's heart rate variability, respiratory rate, skin temperature, and blood oxygen, all while you're sleeping. And then you can look at below at your out of range vitals, and then you can click about to see if there's tips for how to improve. So this is just for measuring, and then you can look down here and it will tell you about each of the metrics. Then we will go to the new heart health score this year. This is a daily score that looks at your heart health It will take into account your sleep, your activity, your vascular load, as well as your BMI. So you can look at trends here. We hope that someone who is healthy and has a static rhythm is getting like a similar 7-day trend, but it could be something that you're monitoring. So something to look at, and then you can share that data with your doctor.
It's going to be really interesting because the reason that caught my interest is I've had a heart attack. So heart health is a big deal, and
Yes.
I'm very fascinated to see how that becomes as a how that how it coalesces against the fact that I'm not normal, my body's not normal. You know what I mean?
And please let me know, because I'd love to see.
And same with blood pressure. Those are two things, and obviously, but I'm the exception, not the norm. But it's
Right.
if you can nail the exceptions, you've nailed the norm, basically.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So as I mentioned, we have in the monitor section blood pressure and ECG. So that's something that you can use on your watch, but needs a little bit of support from your doctor. You'll need to have a cuff to calibrate it. But then after that, you can share all this data daily from your doctor. And that's why we call it preventative health, because it can really help, determine patterns in your metrics. Obviously, it's not a life-saving device, so we recommend people not treating it that way, but just as a companion to your health.
It's not a medical device, it's
Correct.
a companion.
Yes, exactly. That is vital. So there's a few more tiles here that you can go through, but outside of that, we have mindfulness. These are familiar features to Galaxy users. We have the stress monitor as well as mindfulness tab. So your stress will be monitored, and it will alert you on the watch whether you're having a consistent pattern of high stress, and it will recommend mindfulness exercises for you. So whether that is like a meditation or even just a minute of soft breathing can really help lower those stress factors. And I find that mine goes off a lot. So it's really helpful to have that reminder of just to slow down. Things aren't that deep. Like you can, take some time out of your day.
Perfect.
Then finally, we have nutrition. So you can see here body composition, your food intake, your water intake. These are manual additions. So I like to keep up with my water intake. It's something I'm always watching for. So you can just press to add additional metrics. And then we also have the antioxidant index, which is something that we introduced last year that measures the carotenoids in your skin.
And then the blood glucose is, I guess, pulling from any monitors you may have attached and things.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. So you can look at like continuous monitoring via
CGM, so that's why. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So it allows you to share your readings with Samsung Health, and then you can view them here in this app in one easy place.
Amazing.
And that is our new and improved Samsung Health.
Look, it's long overdue that Samsung made Samsung Health not easier, because it's always been fairly easy, but it redesigned the experience so everything is more accessible. Samsung has always had a solid health suite, and there's still the health monitor app, which has the blood glucose and the blood pressure, the monitoring, and I think something else. And then you've got the actual app. So there are still bits where you're like, why not do it all under one? But the new Samsung Health is absolutely wonderful. This is a health suite and a health app that generally anyone should be able to pick up and use immediately. So, yeah, good job, Samsung. I am very excited to try this out alongside the Galaxy Watch Ultra 2 or the Galaxy Watch 9 over the next month or so. Stay tuned for a lot more thoughts. You'll see at least probably a couple more things around this in the coming weeks. But definitely follow me on socials, because there's going to be lots of findings as I find them over the next month or so. Don't forget to check out everything else that was announced here at Galaxy Unpacked, including the Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra, the Galaxy Z Fold 8, which is really good, and honestly, I was wrong, Samsung was right. You want to check that video. And of course, the Galaxy Flip 8, the 2 Galaxy Watches, and yes, guess what? Samsung has a credit card as well, because why not? What do you think of the new Samsung Health? Let me know in the comments below. Whilst you're down there, please like this video and subscribe and hit that bell, because I have so much more to share about health in general. And remember, a lot of people talk about it, but I've had the heart attack. So the things I'm doing are coming from the place of, well, as someone who's had a heart attack, has blood pressure, has glucose issues, does this hit land with me? Turns out, a lot of the time it does, as long as companies do it right. What else was there? If you think this would help, if you know a Samsung Health user, Samsung Watch user, please send this to them so they can get an understanding of and an overview of the whole new app. And until next time, cheers, darling.